So, welcome to the episode, Why You Need to Declutter Your Home in Order to Have a Joyful Christmas that is full of gratitude instead of burden. Okay, because Christmas is coming up. We just had Black Friday sales. Thanksgiving is over. We're officially in the Christmas season. And I'm already seeing a lot of posts from people of the Christmas anxiety is through the roof. All of the things are coming through. How do I tell my family and my friends not to give us more stuff? We already have enough. My kids have all the toys and clothes and things that they need. How do I make them stop? And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't. Okay, so I want to tell you this off the bat so that if you are looking for that, you know to stop listening. But if you want a solution that actually works, keep hanging around and keep listening, because I'm going to tell you what actually works. And I am going to be a little bit challenging. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to check yourself. Hey, Sierra, yay. I'm going to challenge you to check yourself. I am going to push you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. I'm going to make you take responsibility for yourself. And some people don't like that, but that's okay, because I know that you guys are in here and you're watching this and you know that I have the best of intentions and that I've done this and I do this and I live this, so you can trust me when I tell you this is going to work. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Kristen. Okay, so I've already seen a lot of the posts about it, and I wanted to make this so that when it comes up, I can say, hey, go watch this video, and I'm going to put it in a written blog post form too so that you can read it if you don't have time to listen to it. But this is the truth about the Christmas gifts that are coming in. They are not the reason that you're burdened. They are not the reason that you're drowning in clutter. They are not the reason that your kids have too many toys. They are not the reason that you don't want more stuff. The reason is, hey, Cassandra, is because your house is already cluttered. And that is taking away from your ability to accept these gifts as an expression of love, which is what they are. And the reason that you are decluttering is not so that you can not have any things. And it's not so that you can only have this kind of toy or so that you can only have these types of things. That's not why you're decluttering your house. You're decluttering your house and living simply and living with less so that you can focus on what matters most to you and what is most important to you, which at the end of the day, for most people, is your relationships, right? That's one of the things that we talk about, one of those benefits that happens. Yes, we declutter because we're sick of cleaning up all the time. But beneath the surface, the reason that we declutter is because we want to be able to spend more time with our kids. We want to be able to pour into our marriage. We want to be able to pour into our family and our friendships, right? We want to be able to focus what's actually important to us. So it's hard for me to see you guys saying things like, how do I tell my parents don't give us any gifts, when what they're doing is giving you an expression of love. Okay, that's what gifts are. Gifts aren't a burden. Gifts aren't a slap in the face. Gifts aren't a, here, I'm just trying to give you more mess. It's, hey, I thought of you and your family and your children and wanted to give you something special. Okay, so it really does hurt my little heart when I see you guys saying things like, my parents spent $300 on me and I don't want any of this crap. Okay, and I just think of like, if I were to give somebody a gift, I don't care if they keep it, but if I gave somebody a gift and they were like, I don't even want this, this is making my life so much harder. It's not. Your life is cluttered and your home is cluttered because you let it get that way. So don't push it off onto the person who is doing something kind for you. Somebody who's going out and spending their time and their money and their energy on you and your family. Okay, so I want to preface it with that. You are simplifying and decluttering so that you can focus on these relationships. Don't go and SHIT all over them for the sake of not wanting more clutter, okay? Because that's not what it is. That's not what this season is about. Okay, so I wanted to start with that. It's a really fine line, but not really, between being like ungrateful and, oh my gosh, I'm overburdened by so much stuff. So I say it's a fine line, but it's really not. And I want to help you get to the point where you can get a gift and the grandparents can buy your kids toys and you can have a grateful heart instead of freaking out. Okay. So not only does it rob you of your joy during this giving season, it robs the giver. So I've been talking to a couple friends about this. Kristen is on here, so Kristen's here. But it robs the giver of the joy too when you make it really uncomfortable. So we're going to talk about that. I'll get there. But people are giving you gifts because they want to, not because they have to, not because they feel obligated. And yes, I know there's always the exception. I'm not talking about the exceptions today. I'm talking about the majority. People are giving you and your family gifts because they love you and they want to do something nice for you and they want to do something special for you. So when you have an ungrateful heart, it takes that joy away from them and away from you. Okay. Yeah. Robbing joy. It's not fun. It's not good for anybody. It feels like crap for you and it feels like crap for them. If you say something, maybe they don't always know, but, and don't worry guys, I'm not going to be like, accept everything. We're going to talk about that, but I want to give you the reality of it, because when you do things like send out like a mass list of like, we only want wooden toys, it takes the joy out of it for them. Okay. Unless you have that type of relationship where you're communicating about it, then it's okay. So the next thing that I want to let you guys know is that your kids also pick up on this. Okay. If you are getting gifts coming in the mail and all you're doing is like frustrating, like, oh my God, just more crap. Okay. It takes the joy out of it for your kids as well. And that's not what we want to do. Okay. We want to have a grateful heart. We want to enjoy this season. And I'm just going to keep saying it. I'll probably say it a few more times. The gifts that people are giving you aren't the problem. The problem is that you spent all year and probably many years, maybe even decades, accumulating stuff and being overwhelmed by it. And now you're to this breaking point. And instead of realizing that that is the problem, you need to declutter your stuff and your home instead of they are the problem. That's when you find peace and the ability to actually enjoy your Christmas season. Okay, it's not them. It's not the gifts that they are giving you. It's you and your home, and you got to check yourself. Okay, this is why I want you guys to declutter. This is why I have the new challenge coming up, the Try on Minimalism Challenge, because we are going to get rid of a lot of stuff so that you can enjoy your Christmas season. Okay, giving and receiving. Okay, so now I just want to, I'm going to come back and catch up on the comments in a minute, guys. But I do want to preface this because there's always that one person. Very rarely is it a boundaries issue. Very, very rarely is it that your parents or your friends are going out and buying you trucks full of stuff. That's the exception, okay? I'm not talking about the exception. I'm talking about the rule. Very rarely is it a boundaries issue. If you are having a boundaries issue, like one of the moms came in yesterday, she has a 500 square foot house with 4 people living in it. Okay, she absolutely has to be like, you know what? This is our space. This is what we have. Please don't get us, more stuff to fit in this. We love you. We appreciate you. But we don't have the space for it. We literally do not. That's an exception to the rule. Okay. If your parents filled up your car 3 times full of stuff and then sent you home, that's an exception to the rule. But I know, because I used to be you, I totally dramatized it. I totally blew it up into like, oh my God, they give us all this stuff. And now my home sucks and is totally overwhelmed. I'm totally overwhelmed because of the Christmas stuff that everybody gave me. No, that wasn't the case. Okay. Yes, they got them some very nice gifts. Yes, they got, each grandkid 2 or 3 things, which is pretty a lot. But I was adding that on to my already overwhelming cluttered home. So I dramatized it. I amplified it. I put a big fat magnifying glass on the gifts that they gave me. Like those were the problem and those were not the problem. Okay. So if you do have a boundaries issue, address it kindly. I think explicitly and being very forward about it is the best way. Say, hey, and guys, we spent a Christmas in our RV. Okay, our 27 by 8 foot RV. That year we told everybody, hey, we love you guys, but we literally don't have space for toys. Don't worry about sending us anything. Send us a card. That's good. We'll see you next time you guys come here. Or, when we get a bigger house, hey, go for it. But this year we just don't have the space. And that was really easy because that boundary was there and it was a hard line and it was the truth. Okay. And I think that's where it was easy for us. It was the truth. I wasn't making my cluttered home their problem. Does that make sense? So it's okay. I think that's enough about that. I think we got that covered. I'm going to I'm going to go catch up on the comments real quick. And then I have kind of a break in my notes where we're going to talk about like, okay, how do you actually like know what to ask for? How do you have these conversations around kind of like guiding people towards what to get you? But I'm going to catch up on comments real quick. And then we will go into that. Okay. Okay, she says, I screenshot, Amazon thinks my daughter wants her to use, family out of town, love the different ideas. Okay, Shaylee, that's key. Your family loves the different ideas. So I think if you have that kind of relationship where they're asking or they're like, hey, give me ideas, give them the ideas. Okay, that makes it so easy. But if it's like your aunts and your uncles and kind of the extended family that you don't know so well, or you're sending out a mass text or putting on Facebook, only give us gifts on this list, or only give us, gifts of experience, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, then it gets kind of weird. It gets kind of socially awkward and it comes across as ungrateful and almost like, maybe those people on your Facebook feed weren't like, I wasn't going to get you a gift in the first place. And then it's awkward for everybody. Okay. Don't just go like mass send out all of these approved lists or like, we only take these kinds of toys unless they're asking, or unless you have that kind of relationship where you're talking about it. Like my parents ask every year, hey, what do you guys want? Or what do you not want? And we tell them. And if they forget to ask, I'm totally okay with being like, hey, I know we usually talk about this. Do you guys want some ideas or no? Like, don't worry about it. Because some years they will be like, oh, we're not going to get you guys anything because next year we want to take you guys to Disney. My parents actually did that. And I was like, hey, we're not going to complain about that at all. So I was glad that I reached out and was like, hey, usually I hear from you by now. Just wanted to touch base. And they were like, hey, actually, I think we're going to take you guys to Disney. And then they did, which is insane that they did that. It's so expensive, but I'm so grateful for it. Kristen says, yeah, don't go burning bridges. Check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. Yes, exactly. I also remind them that she's going on a 3-week vacation with them and they can take her out for shopping spree if they want. Yeah, Shaylee, that's awesome. That is perfect. And I know you guys have a really cool working relationship where they take your daughter and do those things. We are grateful for the surprise boxes they send as well. My daughter loves the tiny random things they give her because they thought of her. Exactly, Shaylee, exactly. Those dollar store boxes, right, that every grandparent likes to send. I'm thankful for all the things she gets from everyone. Yes. And the thing is that a lot of times, like I could buy my kids dollar store stuff and they're not going to love it as much as the dollar store box that the grandparents sent. I don't know why. Oh, Sarah Ann, it doesn't start until next Monday. The triennialism starts on December 3rd. Buy them what you want to. Their eyes light up. Yes. Okay. And modeling appreciation is such a great trait for our children to see. Yes, Kristen, exactly. So when we get a package in the mail from family and friends, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, look what Kristen sent. Because Kristen sends us a lot of packages. And then they get excited and I get excited and they are so grateful. And you're modeling that gratitude instead of like, where am I going to put all this stuff? Okay. I think I'm almost caught up. Sarah Ann says, my mom asked what my son needs, and we've been needing to buy a reading lamp for my son to read books in his bed. So she's buying a lamp for him and some books and homemade PJ pants. So fun. I love that. My son cherishes all the crap his Nana buys him. I feel you. Okay. So I've caught up on comments. I hope that you guys understand that the gifts that people are giving you are not the problem this Christmas. They are not the problem. The problem is your cluttered home. Stop pushing it onto them. Stop making it their fault. Stop making it their burden, because that's not how it is. That's just not how it is. Hey, Catherine. Okay. So like I said, very rarely is it a boundaries issue. If it is, address it and know that you're the exception, not the rule. And then I want to talk about like approved lists, or the thing that's floating around. Like we only get these kinds of things, something you want, something you want, something you need, something, whatever it is. Because that's honestly, guys, and this is where I'm not a minimalist, and that's why I don't like the word minimalist or minimalism, because it's so restrictive and all these rules, but that's where it gets not fun for me. Like if I have to go out and buy my kids for Christmas something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read, and that's it, I'm not going to have a whole lot of fun with it. Okay. And I'm just being honest. I love to buy my kids stuff. I love to get them things that they want. And you guys know, obviously, because I'm here, we don't live in an overwhelming home. So I can get them those things and it feels good and it's freaking fun. And I love watching them open things up. And I love when people send us things. without me giving them restrictions. Like I've seen you dirt. I've sent you dirt literally, and you were appreciative. Yeah, guys. And I sent Kristen lint and she was like, this is the best lint I've ever had. But so funny. I think it's socially insensitive, socially awkward. And guys, take this from a socially awkward person and take it for what it is. Okay. But I think it's awkward and weird and just icky and uncomfortable to send people and only get us something they want, or only get them something they need. Like I said, unless you have that working relationship. So let the gift giver find something that they think your kids would like. Okay. Likely grandparents are going to ask you, hey, what do you want? What do you need? What do you not need? If they don't, let them have fun with it and handle your house and just have a good joke about it. Okay. I was telling Kristen earlier that my grandma is the sweetest lady in the whole wide world. You guys, I've created a class with her. I love her to death. She sends us the most random weird stuff. And I think one time I told her I was having an issue with my toilet. I don't know what it was. I had just moved to Florida and I was freaking out. And I called her and she sent me a care package and it had a toilet seat in it. Okay. I don't remember what I told her. I don't know exactly what happened. That was like, please send me a toilet seat. But I appreciated it. Okay. She was thinking of me. She was trying to help. And then it was really easy for me to laugh about it and take the toilet seat away, because obviously I didn't actually need a toilet seat. Okay. But she found one for me and she put it in the mail and she sent it to me. Okay. So I want to let you know that is a really good example of the gift is in the giving, not the keeping. Okay. When I tell you that the gift is in the giving, not the keeping, I don't mean that you can get gifts sent to your doorway and be like, oh, taking it right to Goodwill. Don't care. Okay. No, I'm saying that you can appreciate the gifts that you have and see it for what it is and be like, wow, they put a lot of thought into this. Wow, they really love us. Wow, they really want to give my kids toys that they couldn't buy me when I was a kid, and see it for what it is and then let it go. Okay. But I think your intention is the most important thing. If you are doing it with a grateful heart, it's no big deal. Okay. You can't keep everything forever. Things are transient, and the gift really is in the giving, not in the keeping. So, I think it gets kind of weird when you're like, only send me these things, or if they haven't asked, right? Okay. So when it comes to, okay, so I'm going to rewind a little bit. You guys are in this group. You're watching this because you've been actively decluttering your home. You've been actively trying to live more simply. You've been actively trying to live with less. You've been actively trying to downsize. Okay. You've been in that really overwhelming place and you're starting to see freedom and ease. And so I understand why when Christmas comes around, you freak out and think that everything's going to come undone. And a lot of times your family doesn't know this. Okay. Your family and your friends don't know that you signed up for a decluttering course, right? They don't know that exists. I love my grandma Cassandra. She is literally the best. But your family and friends don't know that you're doing this, most likely. Or maybe they do, and they think that you're just like on this like weird kick and that you're not actually doing this for real. And so they don't fully understand it. It's not your job to make them understand it. Okay. Your home and your walls are your home and your walls. You can't expect people to come and be like, oh, they only want these kinds of things, or, oh, they want to live this way. So I need to, readjust my entire life and the way that I do gifts for them. That's not how it is. So if you want to be, yeah, I know Shamra's does. I was going to like, somebody is going to be like, yes, my mom knows. And I knew it was going to be Shamra. But if they know and you're being proactive and like having these conversations with people and making them curious about what you're doing and sharing your process and sharing your journey and putting things up on your Facebook of like, man, took another carload to Goodwill, they're probably going to pay attention. They're probably going to ask you like, hey, I've been seeing you do all this stuff. Getting rid of a lot of stuff, what do you want? Like, what can I give you that's going to be beneficial? What do your kids need? What do you guys want? Okay. So when you're proactive and letting people know before it comes time to like get a gift, it's going to be kind of a natural progression. And that's how it is for us. So obviously, my entire family friends list knows that I have, Shamra says I can't shut up about it, knows that I'm building a business around decluttering and simplifying and living with less. And so I think sometimes they feel almost a little bit uncomfortable sending us gifts or sending us stuff in the mail because they think that we only want to have a certain kind of toys, or we don't want to have so many toys. And that's not how it is, okay? Which takes me back to what we were talking about at the beginning. The reason that you declutter and simplify is so that you can focus on the things that are most important to you. And pretty much for every single person, I'd be surprised if I met somebody who didn't agree with this. Those are your relationships. Okay, so you want to keep those happy and healthy, and you want to communicate what you're doing, and you want to share your life with them so that when they see you making these life changes, they're going to want to have a conversation with you about it, and they're going to want to be more mindful about it for you because they love you. If they're buying you gifts, they love you in some sort of way. Okay, so be proactive. Talk about it before it's time for gifts. I know it's November 26th, so you guys still have time. You guys still have time to post a bunch of pictures up on like, I'm decluttering, I'm going crazy, I'm letting everything go, and spark that conversation in an organic and easy way. Okay, I'm going to catch up on comments again real quick, and then I'm going to move on to the problem with asking for experiences. Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of comments. Guys, I'm going to come back to the comments at the end of the video, okay? Because otherwise this is probably going to be like a 2-hour video. Okay, so this is the problem with asking for gifts, or not asking for gifts, asking for experiences, because that's kind of the default answer, right? When I see people posting in the group, they're like, oh my gosh, how do I talk to my in-laws about this? How do I talk about my parents with this? The default is ask for experiences, which is great. I love experiences, but I got to be honest, guys, and let you know it's kind of a cop-out. It's kind of a cop-out. It's kind of like your nicer way of saying, I'm really overwhelmed by my house. Don't give me more stuff to be overwhelmed. Give me an experience. Okay, so, and I'm speaking from experience because I wanted to ask people for this, but like when my parents are like, what do you want to get? If I said experiences, they would be like, what do you mean? What is that? What do you want me to give them? You want me to give them a trip to Paris? That's too expensive. When we talk about experiences like a season pass to like the museum, that's also expensive. And so you're kind of just assuming that they're willing to spend $150 on a museum pass for your kids. Okay, it's kind of awkward and weird, I think. So if you do want to ask for experiences, and this is just my personal opinion, if you're saying like, give us some money to go towards an experience, I think it's kind of weird. I think it kind of makes the gift giving experience kind of just in a way weird. Okay, I know that if I wanted to give my niece and nephew a gift and they were like, oh, just give us $20 that we can put towards a museum pass, I would feel kind of weird about it. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me. There's just not like a really smooth way to navigate it. It's clunky. It's kind of awkward. It's like, okay, you want me to PayPal you or what? So if you are going to ask for the gift of experiences, say something like, hey, you know, the kids really love it when you pick them up for a day and go take them to get ice cream. Or the kids really love it when you come pick them up one-on-one and take them to the park. Or the kids really love it. Remember when you guys went ice skating? They still talk about that a year later. They would love it if you did something like that for them. And give them like a really specific event. Because the thing about experiences too is that a lot of times they'll give you, you know, movie tickets, which, you know, my kids are just now getting old enough to where they actually enjoy that, but I still have Kaylee. So it's not like I can just go use those movie tickets whenever. I have to make sure that James is home. We have to split it up. So James goes and takes the kids and I stay home with Kaylee, and it's just awkward and clunky. So if you do have like an idea for an experience, ask for that explicitly and be specific about it. If they're asking, don't just be like, give me an experience. Because when I think of that, I'm like, okay, so you want Disney tickets, which is expensive. And, that's just kind of my opinion of experiences, is that they're not always practical. They are oftentimes very expensive. And it's kind of asking a lot. And then, like I said, I just think it's kind of weird to navigate unless you have that type of working relationship where you can be like my parents will ask, hey, we want to pay for their sports. So let us pay for a season of basketball. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And they'll ask for the link to sign up and pay for it and register them. And they'll do that. But my parents ask ask to do that for us. Okay, we didn't ask them to do it for us. They just are like, we would love to do that for them for their birthday or whatever. So guide them towards something specific, something tangible, something easy, and preferably something with them. Now, the other thing that gets kind of weird for me, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it in regards to decluttering, is giving your kids the gift of time. Okay. And I love the sentiment. I love the meaning behind it. I love making it special and out of the box, and you can absolutely do it. But for me personally, I don't want my kids to think that I package up my time to spend with them and they get my time as a gift on Christmas. To me, it feels a little bit weird. Like, I want to do that stuff with them regularly. And that's why I teach you guys how to declutter, so that you can give them the gift of time and presence and experiences every single day, not packaging it up like this special thing that you get on Christmas. On Christmas, you get to go on an ice cream date with mom. And I know that that's probably controversial, but that's how I feel about it. Okay. That's how I feel about it. While I love the sentiment behind it, I think it stings a little bit if, I'm like, hey guys, haven't spent a whole lot of time with you, but here's the gift of coupons that you can cash out throughout the year. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. I want to be able to do that stuff for them all the time, no matter what, unconditionally. Okay. So, okay, good. Emily, I was kind of scared to share that, honestly. And I'm sure that I'll get some backlash for it, but it's okay. I think it's really important to understand that. Okay. Now, don't push your values on others. And we already talked about this kind of, not everybody wants to give the gift of experience. Not everybody wants to pay for soccer. Not everybody wants to live minimally. Okay, not everybody wants to declutter. That's okay. Let the gift giver have their fun. Let the gift giver give you something and clear out your home and your space so that you can enjoy it. Okay, I love getting gifts. And I didn't used to. Like, back when my house was cluttered, okay, so I think this is, I'm glad that you guys are receptive to the time thing, because I was really kind of scared to share that with you guys. But back when my house was cluttered, I would say all the time, oh, I'm not superficial. Like, I don't care about gifts. Like, don't get me anything because, I don't care about gifts. That wasn't true. I love getting gifts. I love getting special things. I love a thoughtful gift. I love giving a thoughtful gift. I love getting a thoughtful gift. Okay. I'm not materialistic. I'm not superficial, but I use that as my excuse to be like, don't give me gifts. I don't care. When really on Christmas and around this time of year, I want to open a freaking present and I want to be surprised, right? I don't care if it's a bouncy ball. I don't care if it's a flashlight. I want to be surprised and I want to have fun with it and I want to enjoy the process of it. And I want to give and I want to receive freely. And I don't want to be burdened by it. And that's why I think it's so important that you guys declutter your homes so that you can have a joyful Christmas. Socks. I want to open socks. I do want to open socks. Anyway, but I want you guys to be able to enjoy it. I don't want you to feel burdened by it. And that's why I wanted to kind of get in your face a little bit today, guys, and say, hey, the problem isn't the gift givers. Stop making it really dramatic. Stop blowing it out of proportion. Stop pushing the blame onto them, the giver who is giving an expression of love, and handle your own stuff so that you can give and receive with ease and love and joy and gratitude. Okay? Because it really does. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart when you guys are like, my parents spent $300 on toys for my kids and all you're seeing is burden. That hurts my heart. It hurts my heart for your parents. It hurts my heart for you. It hurts my heart for your kids. Okay, it shouldn't be like that. So you got to get a grip on your home. Plug, shameless plug, sign up for the Try On Minimalism Challenge starting next Monday if you want to get to this point, okay? I'm plugging that hard. Get into the challenge. It's free. And it's 1 week long. It's free. Do it. There's no excuse not to. So, and if you're already in it, tell your mom about it. Okay, tell your mom, but also tell your friends, but also tell your mama. Okay. So I wanted to give you guys just another quick, I'll put the link to join that in the description of this video, by the way. So the last thing that I wanted to give you guys was just some kind of cute out of the box ideas. If you are somebody who has a really good relationship with your family, if you are somebody who is like, I really just don't want things, let's get something out of the box. Here are some really cute ideas that I found or that I heard about that I thought were really cute. And I'll probably ask my parents to do this with us this year in addition to whatever it is that they want to do, because it's kind of a gift for us and for them. So create something together. Now, I don't mean like go get a $10 DIY craft box and do that together. No, create something super cool together. Okay, so we live away from all of our family and friends. And what I want to do with my kids is have them record. I have this camera that I use for work, right, guys? It was only $25, by the way. So you could get an easy camera to use for you and your kids. But I want to record my kids reading stories and then send them to their cousins so that they can have like a little story time together. And I want to ask my dad and his wife, my stepmom, to create it with us and record some books with us. And we can put them up on YouTube and we can share it with our family and friends, on our own little family YouTube channel. And it could be super fun. You can create something together. So you could ask for something like that. Say, hey, let's pitch in and buy a $25 camera, a Logitech webcam, and create something together. Okay? Or you can create a memory book. You can ask your family and your friends to digitally declutter and send you some of their favorite books so that you can submit it to Shutterfly and make a family photo album. And you can print off copies for the entire family. You can send it to the grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and cousins. And you can have a family memory or photo book. And then you can take it one step further. This is from my grandma. She's really into family history and like genealogy and understanding your family roots and going deep and far back into all of that. So you can ask for a family history book, which means asking your family and your friends, I guess you could do it with your friends, to write down some of their favorite stories about their life. Write it out and put it into a family history book so that you have the things that are most important to you. You have the stories, you have the history, you have the memories, you have the pictures, and you send it off to Shutterfly or whoever you use, and you have a really cool family history book. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that those are some good ideas, collaboration ideas. So it's not the gift of experience, it's not nothing. It's something really important that your entire family is gonna love, and you can do it together, and that's your gift to each other. Hey, you just got out of having a whole bunch of toys. So I just wanted to tell you guys that because I did want to end it on a note of like, hey, if you actually want to get out of toys, which was not the point of this entire video, here's a really great idea to get your family to rally together and do something pretty freaking cool. Okay, so that is it for why you need to declutter so that you can have a joyful Christmas instead of one full of burden. And I'm going to hang up on the podcast episode, and then I will come hang out with you guys for a little bit more on Facebook and catch up on comments. But if you like this, if it was helpful to you, if you are going to implement some of this stuff, if this has rocked your Christmas season, share it out with a friend and let them know, hey, Christmas does not have to be a burden, okay? Share it out.